Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews. I'm very fortunate to be back down at the Huckins yard checking out one of the latest brokerage listings. I have reviewed several Huckins on my channel, but they're typically larger boats, 50, 60, even over 70 foot. But this time we're checking out a 34 foot Huckins called Impulsive. Impulsive is a Huckins Menemsha from 1952. And this is a very rare opportunity to see one, let alone purchase one, as there's only 6 of these boats ever made. She's got a length overall of 34 foot, and a beam of 11 foot 1, and a draft of just over 2 feet. This is 70 years old, but she's had the same owner for the past 25 years, and during that time they spent a small fortune constantly maintaining and upgrading the boat. This includes a major rebuild in 2008, where the engines were also replaced at that time. I love the classic design that you have from Huckins on this one. You've got the wood finish for the accent touches, clear deck space for walking around about. There's plenty of windows and hatches on board for both light and ventilation. And she's probably one of the most solid and seaworthy boats of this size we've ever featured on the channel. As we make our way back to the aft cockpit, you can see that there's plenty of room here for fishing. I love the amount of unobstructed clearance you have here. You don't have to worry about your fishing rods and lines caught in anything. And I love the helm position on this one, where you've got the fully enclosed, so as you're in out the elements. And it's almost like a centre console effect to it. You're right in the midships of the boat, giving you perfect visibility, 360 degrees. As I step on board, I like the fact that there isn't actually any handrails or guardrails on the outside, so that gives you complete access the entire length of the boat. But there is plenty of handholds to grab onto whenever you're boarding. And even undercover storage, you can start to see all the different shine and reflection you've got, and the woodwork and the bright work throughout. This has been a very well maintained boat. Not only do you have great access to the bow, obviously for docking or picking up a mooring, but you've also got space up here if you wanted to sit out or lay out. I also like how stable the boat is. She might only be 34 foot in length, but as I'm walking around, the boat doesn't move with me. And as I pan round, you've got that undeniable classic Huckins look. And then we'll make our way back down, this time going down the port hand side. And again, you can just get a perfect view of how much clearance you have for transversing this boat. And you'll notice the canopy at the helm. I love this setup where you can have it fully up and you get protection from the weather, but you can open these in stages, and then that way you've got plenty of ventilation for a nice hot summer's day. And on the aft deck we've got 2 fishing chairs, and I like the fact that they're not actually mounted in place. That way you can move them around to suit, but also that's where the engine access is, which I'll show you in a few minutes. And at the helm itself we've got 2 folding chairs. I love how versatile these configurations can be. If you're cruising and underway, you can obviously have the 2 chairs up. But if you were going to be either docking the boat or fishing, it's easy to collapse these down. And that way you've got straight access from the wheel back to the aft deck. And this one is twin screw, and I like the fact that the throttle's on either side of the wheel. That way you can face the aft deck and you can control it and know exactly where you're going. And in terms of navigation equipment, this one does come complete with a GPS, autopilot and depth sounder, as well as a radio. But these were removed at the time for safekeeping, but they are included in the sale. And as to storage for ropes and fenders, I was impressed by the locker that's on the deck here, right between where the helm meets the aft cockpit. And again, being a central location, this is ideal for both the bow and stern. One of the features I've always admired with Huckins is that the engines are located on the aft of the boat. So it means that you get plenty of access here, not only for day-to-day maintenance, but if you ever need to do any major upgrades, there's plenty of space here, and it saves both time and money in doing so. The owners of this boat have actually upgraded the engines in 2008, and these engines have less than 100 hours on the clock to date. And you're looking at a pair of Yanmar. They're 190 horsepower diesel inboards. This will give you a cruising speed somewhere around 20 knots and a maximum speed of around 30 knots. And also note how thick the soundproofing is on the hatch covers, making this boat ideal for having very low noise and vibration while she's underway. And then if we make our way into the accommodation area, The first thing I want to point out is I was really impressed with the door access. The door's actually got like a mesh screen to it, so it allows plenty of fresh air and ventilation, but this can be covered up with solid panels as well. And this takes us into the main saloon area. And I'm approximately 6'2" and I had no problem with the headroom in here. I loved how much natural light there was from all the windows, and most of the windows, including the forward facing ones, actually open as well, which gives great ventilation too. On the port hand side we've got a settee that also doubles up as an extra berth. And I like the cockpit table here where it folds out of the way when not in use, and this drops down and is easily locked into place. And you've got these 2 seats on the starboard side as well, giving you probably about 4 adults in total. And you can see on the starboard side we do have more storage lockers, but there's also storage under the settee too. And again, I just love the finish from the woodwork in here. I love how the brown accents really just make it stand out and give it that quality feel. And I also like that as the windows open, you do also have a mesh screen, so that way you can let in the light and ventilation, but you don't have to worry about all the bugs coming in at the same time. And then as we move forward again, just a couple of steps down, you'll find a galley on the port hand side. And as you can see overhead, we do have a sharp microwave convection oven. And down below we've got a 2-burner gas stove cooker, and this has got an oven in it as well. And I like the clever use of being able to fold down the hatch cover and give you additional worktop space. And for a galley of this size, they've done well with the storage between having the shelves up above and also having the cabinets and drawers down below. And down below we've also got the original Huckins icebox, and this has since been converted into a refrigerator, and it's got an Alder Barber unit installed. And on our starboard side is where you'll find the heads compartment. This has got a Jabasco head. It does have a shower in here. It's actually the original sink from 1952. And there's storage in here for your toiletries and personal belongings. And you can see it's got the builder's plate on here. This was first launched in January 17th, 1952. And this is hull number M34262. And then on the bow itself, we have got the main accommodation. And you'll see here we've got 2 single berths in a V configuration. There is storage underneath the bunks. There's also this hanging locker space. There's both natural light and artificial light, and there's an overhead hatch which again has got screen too. I think this is a fantastic boat for its size. I love the fact you've got as much character and history in this one. I think this would be a great one for weekend cruising, do a spot of fishing at the same time, have an overnight stay. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comments down below. At the time of shooting this video, she was still for sale in Jacksonville, Florida, with an asking price of $175,500. And you can reach out to Huckins directly if you're interested in arranging a viewing or making an offer. I'd like to thank Huckins for this opportunity. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this one, and I look forward to catching you on the next video. Thanks everyone.